wondering, oh my gosh, I've never seen a duffel bag used for that before. A long time ago, I've been working with alligators and crocodiles for over 20 years, and a lot of the time when we used to transport them, it'd either be in a crate or like a dog kennel or something like that, and you just think, okay, that's perfect, it's made for animals. The problem is they get really overstimulated, so they'll start to kind of swing around. They could potentially hurt themselves, bang their heads, that type of thing. So we started using duffel bags. Wheelbarrows pretty much because I'm a little lazy in my old age. So.
Helton's alligators don't chase after that, Billy.
I don't think. He takes good care of them so they won't chase after him.
Only us.
Come here.
That guy is huge.
Come on, get out
Big
of
old
the
head.
bag. No, come on. I gotta do it like this, huh? Now, for any aspiring zookeepers or anything like that, or scientists or anything,
That guy is
when you have an alligator in a bag or a crocodile, like if you're out in the wild doing field work or anything like that, or you have to transport an animal, you always want, even though the mouth is secure, the way I approached her in the bag when I was coming up, you couldn't really see it because you're over there, but you always want to assume that that isn't there anymore. Because it can always, it's man-made, it's not flawless. This is the most expensive tape we could find at the dollar store, so we're pretty confident that it's all right. But you always want to, you know, it's always about safety first. So what I'm going to do now is just the way I'm holding the mouth. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to keep the mouth shut, but that's not anything out of the ordinary. Like even with us, like the next time when you guys go out to lunch later and you're sitting there at the table, just rest your chin on your hand and you'll feel that there's a lot of resistance. It's hard to open your mouth. And that's because nothing really works out those muscles. So when you hear on TV, oh my gosh, they don't have a whole lot of jaw pressure, it's, so what, neither do we, nothing does. But the biting down powers, that's where they have all the power. And when you walk around, for those of you that haven't made your way all the way around yet, the big gymongous alligator that's on the other side, everybody walks by and thinks he has a big fat neck. That's all solid jaw muscle around the neck. All of this stuff right here is all jaw muscle. So that big guy is going to have thousands of pounds of pressure per square inch in those jaws, a lot of power. This one about this size, about 6 feet long, is going to have quite a bit, you know. So if I made a mistake and she got me, it's going to pinch and I'm going to probably like whine a little bit and be, you know, that doesn't feel good.
I bet it would hurt.
It would hurt, but I'm going to avoid that at all costs. So I'm going to be real gentle. And really what it boils down to is, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. If I try to get all manhandly with the animal, then it's going to act just like I would if somebody tried to get manhandly with me, you know, if you're trying to force things around. So you can do things a certain way to where it's going to keep them a bit more comfortable. They're going to feel less threatened by the situation. And then you can keep things safer.
I don't want to that.
If anything comes sneaking up behind me, somebody please warn me before you get video of it. Usually people don't say anything. They're just kind of like, ooh, look, or they get the cameras ready, and that's my indicator. All right, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep hanging on to the head until the last second. I'm going to make sure she's nice and straight, and the reason I'm making sure she's nice and straight before I do my dismount, which is just a nice, easy roll back, is because if she was already turned and curled up, then she already has her distance cut in half to try and snap around and get a hold of me. So as a general rule, you would never want to, I mean, don't go trying to approach an alligator or crocodile in the wild, but you don't want to generally walk up on an animal from the sides. You would always want to come from the front or the back. And that's because at the sides, you know, it's that lateral motion is, you know, you can snap your arm like that. Watch Kung Fu movies, it'll be like, wah-bah, and get that guy closest to him instead of the guy in front of him or behind him. It takes a lot of energy to turn around or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rock and roll back, and I'm not going to pull her head, but I am going to pull a little bit this way because the natural, the muscles basically just want to relax and go forward. So she's potentially going to come back this way. And even if I come like this and I get my hand out of the way real fast, even if she is trying to get me on the way out, which she probably won't, then I'm still getting my hand out of the way just in time. And then everybody's happy and safe I am going to scoot her this way just a little bit so she knows where the water is. And she's new here too. She's coming out of a quarantine area. We wanted to make sure she was healthy before we let her go with the group. And so it might be a little interesting when she first goes in the water, because she's never seen duckweed before. That's what the green stuff is. It's a tiny little plant. And I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. But here we go with the dismount. And anticlimactic. Good girl. So she's just going to sit there for a bit. See how you can see her breathing a little? She's like, should I be tough guy or should I just go to the water? So she's deciding what to do. Because I'm still standing, so she's in there and she's like, wait, what is this weird stuff at the surface? So when she goes under, if she comes back up, she'll be like, ah, and she'll shake her head all weird. And it takes them, not too long, it takes them a little while to realize, oh, okay, if I just do this weird head shake thing, it washes that stuff away.
Good job, Skylar.
You want to do it?
What's his ton? His ton is...
Alright, better drop it.
Like, I have one of the best records in the industry, like 10 Up, up. Up, up. Yeah, there you go. Hold, 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 hold. Come on. I want you up, but you gotta hold. There you go. There you go.
I was like, oh.
But
Hold
you
it right
did
there.
it.
It's the shadow.
The video didn't.
Stop. Be good. Come on. You're all right. You're all right. Good boy.
Oh, that's good.
Good boy.
Can you
There
sing
you
it?
go. Good boy.